Okay, good morning. Last class, you can see the screen. Someone say hello to me. Yes, huh? Okay, thank you. Just 1 minute. Last class, I stopped at this exercise. The other one is okay. Right. Here, Cinema started working on 1st April 20. Now, from here to there is only 9 months. So in this question, you are working 9 months. In the previous question, the time you start, you get all your benefit, right? Like especially accommodation. So you started working on 1/4/20, December, 9 months. Monthly salary 9. So 9 times 9, 81. Made. Right. They don't tell you, we'll assume they give you everything from the day you start. That means make 9 months. Car check the table, take 9 months. However, fully furnished. Furniture is 280, 70, 140, 280. 280 is for furniture. Again, furniture, careful. Fully furnished accommodation given only from June. June to December is 7 months. This is different. Defined value 36 for 1 year. Defined value 36 for 1 year, including 500 furnishing. Including 500 furnishing. So 500 per month, 12 months, 6,000. Take out the 6,000 from here. That means 30,000 is defined value. Defined value is without furniture. If 30,000 is for 1 year, 1 month, 2,005, divide by 12. And you times by 7, you'll get your defined value. Okay, right? Let's look at your answers, see whether you have any problems there to show you. The only problem you will have is in furniture, in accommodation. All right. Now you look here. Okay. If you look here, everything is there. Always when you give the heading, give the name, give what you're going to do. 13(1)(a), salary, made, car from the table, 1 year, this is 9 months. Furniture only 7 months. All right, June to December. Accommodation, very careful. 30% of 13(1)(a) times period work occupied over period work. Remember I told you, if this is the same, 707, 909, fine, no need to write. You worked 9 months, that is your salary, but you only occupied for 7 months. So I want to know 7 months of the 9 you worked, how much is your figure? So 7 over 9, use the formula, period occupied over period work, multiply by 81 times 30%, you'll get this much. Compare that with 7 months defined value, this one. So that period occupied will be here. The defined value is based on period occupied. So for 7 months, that's the defined value. For 7 months, that is your 30% and the lower off. And that's the answer. Don't forget, this figure is based on unfurnished value. This one, okay, 36 divided by 12, 1 month. monthly 500 given in the question, furnished value, take it out. That is the unfurnished value, which is this. Defined value means unfurnished, and that's your answer. That is the most difficult situation you can get in the exam question, mixing up like this, most difficult. Right? By then I would have done many questions. This would have been very easy. You see, I'm repeating this. Why? 25 marks, first question in the exam. So I'm banging these 25, 25, 25. Until November, I'll be doing only employment income with some topic touching, but back to employment, touching, back to employment. And that touching will have also effect on other questions. So in total, you'll get 25 marks plus another 10 from somewhere, 35. All right. Then by December, we would have gone another 25. January cleared that 25. So 50% is in your bag. The main topic. All right. There are some simple topics also. Right. So what we have done so far, accommodation, house or condo, apartment or flat, employee service director, you take 30% times 13(1)(a). Don't forget, excluding shares. Excluding shares. Compare that with defined value, which is the unfurnished, and take the lower. If you are providing house or condominium or apartment or flat to a non-service, this formula is not applicable. You just take defined value, meaning that means rent paid by employer. ER is employer. If you are putting accommodation in a hotel or hostel, for employee service director, you just take 3%. Forget the shares. We don't do any comparison. All right. Non-service director, we don't do this first comparison. Instead, we take amount paid to hotel by employer. So you can see side by side. The other day I gave you another version side by side. Today I'm giving you this. Therefore, you shouldn't have any problem. Okay. Always the boys will come late. Today one girl also coming. Okay, too late, then you won't understand. Right now, I'm going back to this one. Okay, we have employment income is a very long list. Very long list. Right. Other exemptions. Exemption means tax-free. Okay. When we say other exemption, it means tax-free. No need to pay tax, but still you have to write there and put nil. Okay, let's look at the list. Innovation award, productivity award, efficiency award. If they give you 2,000 tax-free, that means you have, as an employee, you have created something which is a kind of innovation, or you have as an employee, you have improved productivity. As an employee, your efficiency is much better than to anybody else compared. So you have created something new, or your production as a result of your work has gone up, or efficiency. That means instead of producing 1,000 units, you're producing 1,100 units, or you are saving the company's cost. You are doing something for which they give you a payment, award. They can give you 100,000, doesn't matter. But 2,000 of whatever they give you is tax-free for the whole year. Doesn't matter whether they give you for 6 months work, 9 months work. All these are for the tax year. Understand? This is not for monthly. For this tax year, this much tax-free. All right. Okay. All these rules are based on a 2021 budget. All right. 2022 budget will be tabled in the parliament soon, and that thing will take effect from January in practice. For exam, you are not asked until next September. So you don't need to worry about that. Now, traveling allowance. This is a controversial issue. We will look at it afterwards. Fixed traveling allowance, keyword. Company gives you a fixed allowance, something like a money. They give you every month fixed allowance. Whether you use it, you don't use it, doesn't matter. They give you every month allowance fixed. If they give you a fixed traveling allowance, why do you think company gives you fixed traveling allowance? They want you to go and enjoy? No, they give you a fixed traveling allowance in that money so that you can use it to travel, to visit businesses, business client. Company will have many branches here and there. They want you to visit. So company finds very difficult to pay you monthly, petrol money. So they give you a fixed allowance. They calculate lah, roughly 4, never mind, take 6. Maybe you're using your car. That is wear and tear for your car. They calculate all that. They give you a lump sum, take 6,000. All right. So whatever money they give you for traveling, if the money is fixed, that much tax-free. Remember, this whole list is tax-free allowance. So if they pay you for productivity, 2,000 tax-free. If they give you a fixed allowance, not variable, fixed, 6,000 tax-free. Child care allowance. Now, this one is to encourage especially mothers to go to work. A lot of women complain, they say very difficult to look after the children or the child or the baby. We cannot go to work, cannot get maid. Government has banned all the maid from all the countries temporarily because of COVID and other reasons. Or maid is very expensive. So the mothers need to stay at home to look after the baby. And then the government thought, if you are bringing in foreigners to look after the baby or maid, you have to pay them salary, a lot of money going out of Malaysia. And then mother is not working, you have to depend on somebody else to do the work. Again, money paid to a foreigner, again, money going out. So they thought, okay, employer, if you provide child care allowance, meaning company pays you allowance 2004. That means you can use the money to pay for to anyone in Malaysia to take care of the baby. And not only that, in Malaysia, they have some places child care center. Like in Sunway, they have a child care center. So people working in Sunway, the employer say, okay, bring your child early morning, you put it in our child care center. There will be full-time people taking care of your baby. No need to worry. The company will pay directly the center. Whatever the company pays, that will be taxed on you. Again, 2004 will be given as tax-free, meaning, let's say the mother is working in Sunway, all right? She's getting salary, she's getting bonus. The company also pays you child care allowance, okay? Child care allowance. Let's say the company pays you child care allowance 1 year. They give you money, 6,000. You take the money and pay the child care center 1 month, 500, for example. Even company gives you this money for you. From here, only 2004 is tax-free. Balance taxed. But the good thing is the employer provides you a child care center. So you can bring the baby with you, put the child in the center, you go and do. After work, come back to the center, collect the baby, go home. So this kind of facility. If the employer doesn't give you this facility, where to put the child? Maybe you are working in Bangi. The child care center may be in PJ, difficult to travel. So this one, employer giving you near your place, near your working place. So anything employer pays for your child care center, employer pays for it directly or give the money to you, 2004 tax-free. Okay. And there is a condition. The child must be below 12 years. If the child is more than that, the child care allowance fully taxed. If if child is below 12 years old. I didn't put that one there. You can add in. Otherwise, for you, nothing to write. Boring. Okay, if the child is below 12 years old, I forgot to write that. You can add that one in. Let's say the employer pays 6,000 ringgit to take care of the 13-year-old boy. That one taxable. Right, that one is taxable. Sometimes what the mother will do, the mother will ask the bus caller to drop at the child care center, wherever, after school. The employer say, never mind lah, put the child wherever you want, we'll pay the money. Provided the child is below 12 years. More than 12, company pays child care allowance, fully taxed. No tax-free amount. Okay, done. Number 4. Interest on loan taken to buy house, car, or for education, up to 300,000 loan amount. The interest is tax-free. Okay, this is what you have to take a look. The interest, this figure, is tax-free. The loan amount must be 300. So interest on loan. Suppose you go and take a loan. Company pays your interest. No tax on the interest. If the value of the loan is 300 or less. If the value of the loan is 300 or less, this figure. Amount 300 or less. To buy a house, to buy a car, to buy an education, or pay for your education. All right. I set one exam question for the Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia. There I gave one question where I said, the interest was paid by the employer to acquire a racing car. A racing car not included. This is normal. House can lie any type of house. Education, anything, but it's for you or the family, doesn't matter. You take the loan for education. Car, normal car, not racing car. Okay. So how this works? Look, let's say I take a loan from my employer, from anywhere, from the bank or wherever, doesn't matter. Let's say you take a loan for 300. Of course, interest you have to pay. Loan you have to pay. Company agrees to pay the loan. Company agrees to pay interest on loan, not the loan. Loan you pay lah. Company say, okay, interest, any interest on the loan, company will pay. So company paying interest on loan, you save the money. So let's say, example, interest is 10%, only example. That means the company is paying for you 30,000, tax-free. If the company agrees to pay interest on loan, so long the loan is below 300, whatever interest, tax-free, no tax. Let's say change now. Let's say the loan is 400. Company agrees to pay interest on the loan. Let's say interest is 10%. 10% is 40. We say only 300 allowed. So what we do? We take 300. Company paid for 400. 400 interest is 40. This is your interest. This is your loan. 400, so much interest. We work out how much is 300. 300 will give you a figure, 3/4, which is 30,000. So that means from this interest, which the company paid 40, company paid for you 40, you save 40. But the law says we only allow up to 300 of the loan. So 3/4, the amount is 40. Correct? 3/4, 100 or 40 is the amount is 30. So only that much is tax-free. that is tax-free. So balance 10 taxable. Habis. So I give you one more example. Let's say company pays for you 500,000 loan, interest on loan. Let's say interest is 10%. So company will pay how much? If the company agrees to pay 50,000, how much will be taxed? You take again 300 over the 500 because this is your limit. They only can allow this. So 3 or 5 times 50, whatever you get, that is tax-free. So from this figure, this is what the company paid, minus the tax-free, balance will be taxed. I hope you have understood. And that if you're taking the loan to buy a house, car, or for your education. Purpose is education. Never mind, the education is for you, for your family, children, husband, wife, all together, for the family. Okay. Number 5, gift of company product. What is this gift of company product? Okay. Right. Company selling computer. And you are working for the company. Company say, never mind, for your birthday, we give you one computer, take it free. And the computer is 4,000. The computer value, the cost to the company is 4. But the company say, never mind, birthday gift, take 4,000, one computer free. If company gives any of its product, that means the company is dealing in that product. If company gives you any product, 1,000 is tax-free. So 3,000 will be taxed. If let's say company, you're working in an aircon company. Company say take one aircon free. Let's say aircon is 2,000. So this is tax-free. That means 1,000 will be taxed. Got it? This is company product. Now, there is one more rule, which I didn't put. I'm going to put now. All these are tax-free, yeah? Tax-free. Okay. Let's say if company gives you food and drink, makan, all these tax-free. Tax-free, totally tax-free. No tax, zero. Company pays for your food and drink, tax-free. Company pays for your transport, which means available to everyone, then it is tax-free. Let's say company says, we give you a company bus. You come in the bus. If your place is too far, we send you a bus. Come in the company bus, they collect so many people and come. If it is given to all employees, then that is tax-free. If only given to selected employee, then it is taxed. Everyone can get a free transport. Then company's free transport. Or if I want, I can add one more word there. Company's free transport. Available to all employees. Then zero, nothing is taxed. Zero, fully exempt. This is 100% tax-free. You can see that. 100% tax-free. Okay, 100% tax-free. That is food and drink. Right. Now you can add one more. Now just now I said company product, 1,000 tax-free. Product, barang. What about company service, perkhidmatan? Let's say now you work in an aircon servicing company. They service your aircon. And then you tell your employer, my house got some aircon problem. Can I take the worker technician to come and help me to service the aircon? Company say, okay lah, we'll send you one technician, no need to pay. If the company gives the service as free, That one fully exempt. Fully exempt. Product, barang-barang, taxed. 1,000 tax free. If I'm working in a computer company, company gives me computer. I work in a handbag company, company gives me handbag free. 1,000 tax free. That is product. If it is service, any service given but to me for the company which I work, that is service industry, fully tax free. So this one is company's product. If service given, 100% tax free. Okay, this is also 100% tax free. If service given, nothing, tax free. So this one you must look at. Gift of company product is different. This one is different from this one. So these three items here, fully tax free, you can see here. Okay, 100% tax free. That's what you have to remember. When I put here 1,000, that is company product. If it is service or food or drink or transport, yeah, company is free transport. %100% tax free. So this is very important. I hope you got it. Very important point to look. Very important point to look. This part here. Next. I'm looking into foreign income. Foreign income, any money that you get from overseas. Foreign income. That means income coming from overseas, except few categories which I'm going to go through. Mainly all income from overseas tax-free. Let's say you work overseas as a private employee, no tax. You get interest overseas from overseas, dividend from overseas, profit from overseas, rental income from overseas, dividend income from overseas, all that no tax. Any income from overseas, no tax, except certain category, I'm coming there. Okay? Now, you cannot, for example, let's say, suddenly in your bank account, 200,000 appearing, 200,000. Some money coming from overseas, 200,000 straight into your bank account. Try and see, even you put 50,000 into the bank account from overseas, bank into your account. You take your money, you go from overseas and bank into your account. The bank will call you. They won't release the money, they will call you. They say, give us explanation where you're getting the 50,000. Correct? Then you have to explain. You have to show them, I'm working here, I got business here, I have rental income, show proof. Then they allow the money. Otherwise, they think something illegal is going on. They don't allow. Understand? So you cannot simply say this is donation. This is the word used by people who want to avoid paying tax. Once get caught, you say, where's the money coming from? Donation, very easy. Who is going to give you donation? What is the purpose of they giving you a donation? Donation is not accepted. If you look at the Akta, LHDN, Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negara, anybody giving donations from anywhere, the amount is substantial. You must show proof. how you got it, and you must inform the LHDN. That is your duty. You cannot say, I don't know, that I should inform the government. If you don't know, ignorance of law is no defense. You cannot use that. These are all clearly written in the law. Okay. Now, for example, I was working in Dubai last time. Dubai is one of the Middle East country which pays very high income. So once you have qualified, get work 3 months, 3 years or 2 years in Malaysia. You work 2 years in Malaysia, and then you apply to Dubai. Dubai is a very modern country. Yeah, it used to be 20 years ago, it was much backward than Malaysia. Now it has gone 20 times forward than Malaysia. So it's very developed and very modern. So I was working in Dubai. When I was coming that time, about 10 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, they were 14 years ago, I was in Dubai. So I was working that time, they were building the LRT system. Now all complete. And they pay very high salary, no tax, zero tax. Car prices are 50% lower than in Malaysia. Petrol are half priced, right? Only house is very expensive. But if you are working there, they'll pay. The company will pay for you. Yeah, the rental is about 10,000 1 month. That is not a full house. Huh? Even you staying in a room, it is 5,000, 4,000 a month. So if you're taking a small 1-bedroom apartment, it's 10, 12,000. But the employer will pay. And it's tax-free. So if you work there for 3, 4, 5 years, you'll get a gratuity of $1 million ringgit. 5, 6 years, or maybe 10 years maximum. Nothing less than 1 million gratuity they'll pay, tax-free. Then you can settle. Then you can come here and relaxly working for low salary, no problem. Another point is, any money that you earn from overseas, bring here, no tax. So the point I want to mention is, when I was working in Dubai, so I used to send money 3 months once, 3 months once. The first time I sent about 60,000 ringgit, immediately the bank froze my account. They didn't want to release. They sent a letter, where are you getting money? So I had to come from there to explain that this is my contract, this is my salary, this is where it's coming from. Then they said, no problem. After that, they didn't kachau me. So even for 60,000, they stopped, right? So if you bring in big money, unless you can know how to count him, you legally cannot. Bank Nagara knows, so they will stop you. So the moral of the story, any foreign income. And one more point, in Dubai, for example, Malaysians are not there. Handful, 5 fellows, 10 fellows. So I go to the Malaysian embassy in Dubai. I asked them, how many people came today? They said, nearly tada orang. Semalam ada 1 orang. So the people working in the Dubai Malaysian embassy relaxing. Only people come there for holiday, visa purpose. Malaysians not there. So very few people, and Dubai is looking for a lot of Malaysians to work, but I think they don't know, nobody's going. And they don't know the salary is very high. School teacher working in the government is 1 month, 20,000 ringgit tax-free. You work in the university, 40,000 ringgit per month tax-free. I work there, I know. So if you have already completed your studies, but you need experience. No experience, they won't take you. And your age must be below 50. Then you can work up to 50. No problem. Okay. Now here you look, foreign income. Foreign income tax-free. Zero means no tax. Except, now I'm coming. What type of foreign income will be taxed? I'm coming. Foreign income, no tax, except overseas government job, that is taxed. Remember, if you are working for government, whether you work for government in Malaysia, whether you work for the government overseas, they are taken as part of Malaysia. So anybody working for government of Malaysia overseas, fully taxed here. What about if I work for another company in overseas? Like me, I worked last time in a college overseas. No tax here. Why? That is not government. Even I work for foreign government, no tax here. If I work for a Malaysian government, overseas taxed. If you work for anybody else overseas, no tax. Now, second condition, overseas work incidental to Malaysian employment. This keyword is very important. Overseas work incidental to Malaysian employment. Taxed, that is, the word incidental to Malaysian employment means one contract binding two jobs, like this. That means like this. Okay, let's say I now work for KPTM Bangi. KPTM tells me, okay, please go and work in Qatar. KPTM, let's say they got a college in Qatar. So if KPTM sends me to work in Qatar, and KPTM makes one contract with me, one contract. You work here, you work there, we pay you a salary. That means one contract to work here and to work there. That will be fully taxed here. Why? Because if you have one contract to work here and there, we say the overseas work is part and parcel of Malaysian work. We say overseas work is incidental, keyword, to Malaysian work. And therefore, overseas work will be taxed in Malaysia. Correct? We say one contract binding two jobs. Sekarang kata macam ini. Overseas work got nothing to do with KPTM. Here I do, KPTM pay me salary. KPTM tells me, okay, you want, we can also send you to work in Qatar. But I tell KPTM, give me a separate contract. Separate contract. I don't want one contract putting two work together, the one. Here, one contract. Here, separate contract. If contract is separate, this is tax-free, no tax. One contract work here and there, fully taxed. Separate contract, no tax. Suppose you are working on your own, no tax. Last time I was working in many countries, Vietnam, Cambodia, Dubai, Bulgaria, Africa, in Uganda, Rwanda, and Mongolia, in Shanghai, Beijing. I was working on all these places. Right, few years, jump here, jump there. Because they pay all in US dollars. No tax in Malaysia. Why? I'm not working for government of Malaysia. Neither I'm working for any of the employer here who have tie up one contract with them. No. So therefore, tax-free. But you can bring the money here. Whether you bring, you don't want to bring, no tax, tax-free. But make sure you keep the contract and documents. So that wherever you go, you have a proof to show that this is the money you earned. All right. So what you studied now? Any foreign income. The foreign income now, rental foreign income, no tax. Dividend foreign income, no tax. Bank interest, no tax. This is not only for individual, including company. For anybody, no tax. Except if I work as an ambassador for Malaysian government in USA, taxed. Malaysian company sends me overseas, asking me to work here and there. One contract, tax. Separate contract, no tax. Overseas leave pay, paid by Malaysian employer, taxed in respect of Malaysian work. You know, in Malaysia, if you work 11 months, you get 1 month holiday or 3 weeks holiday. Some company 5 weeks holiday. Yeah, like that. So let's say a foreign teacher is coming and working here, foreign teacher. 11 months they work, 1 month school holiday, they go home, for example. Let's say a foreigner working in an international school. Let's say January to October they work. November, December, college closed, they are going for holiday. But still they get paid. So now they are spending holiday overseas. But even the 2 months holiday, they get paid because their contract is 12 months. 10 months work, 2 months school holiday, you go anywhere. But the company still pays you. We call it leave pay. Leave pay. This is not leave passage. Yeah? Leave pay means period for which you get paid, but you're not working here now. That is holiday pay, gaji cuti. So gaji cuti, whether it's being paid here or while you're overseas, they are getting you paid, that one will be taxed here because that leave pay relates to Malaysian work. I sign a contract with the employer. Employer says, okay, January, December, you'll have 2 months holiday, that is mid of November to December, or in between 1 month or 2 weeks holiday. You can go anywhere, but you get paid. So while you are overseas, enjoying your holiday, still you're getting your money coming in, that is definitely taxed because that pay is for Malaysian work, related to Malaysian work. So overseas leave pay, paid by Malaysian employer, taxed in respect of Malaysian work. Taxed. Now, last point. Resident working overseas. Resident in Malaysian ship or aircraft. Taxed. So if you are a resident, you work with Air Asia, stationed in Bangkok. You know, we have Air Asia X stationed in Bangkok. They have also in Indonesia. So if you work for Air Asia, which is stationed in Bangkok, but you're a resident of Malaysia, the money will be taxed here. So anybody working, but you must be resident. Number two, if you work with Malaysian ship or Malaysian airline, or Air Asia or any Malaysian airline, anywhere in the world will be taxed here. Whether the airline stationed there or wherever, anywhere in the world will be taxed here. This is for resident worker working in Malaysian ship or aircraft. Suppose I'm a resident in Malaysia. I work in a college in Dubai. There are no tax. I said resident working in a ship, Malaysian ship. What about resident working in Emirates airline? Emirates is not Malaysian. Resident of Malaysia working in Malaysian ship or airline. That will be taxed. So how many will be taxed here? Malaysia, working for Malaysian government. If you have one contract to work for the employer of Malaysia here and overseas, or if you're a resident of Malaysia working for Malaysian ship or Malaysian airline, if any gaji cuti, leave pay, being paid for Malaysian work, while you're overseas, also taxed here because that money is paid for Malaysian work. Finally, business income. If you have manufacturing business overseas, if you have wholesale trade business overseas, any kind of business overseas, you do business overseas, you bring the money here. Business means not selling goods from here to overseas. Huh? Hello? Don't get this mixed up. Let's say I have a factory in Malaysia. I sell goods to Vietnam. Of course, that is taxed. Anything that you sell from Malaysia, any trade you do from Malaysia, that will be taxed here. Yeah, that will be taxed. I'm saying this is overseas. From overseas, you are doing business to anywhere in the world, and you make money, and you bring this money into Malaysia. This one is tax-free. This is for business. Any kind of business you do overseas, from overseas you trade anywhere. You make money, bring here, no tax. But if you are trading from Malaysia to overseas, that money will be taxed. Okay. Next. Look at this. Foreign income. This is business. All exempt. All income exempt. Except. This is business. Except business profit from visa. Visa. Banking. Insurance. Shipping. Airline. Ini saja. That's all, finish. If this is not working in the bank, I didn't say working in the bank. If I work in the Malaysian bank in Singapore, that one no tax. If I work in the Malaysian insurance Takaful company in Indonesia, that one no tax. But I said profit. Bank also make profit. Insurance company also make profit. Shipping company makes profit. Correct? Airline also makes profit. Airline business will make profit. If they make profit, that will be taxed in Malaysia. So, Malaysian bank, Malaysian insurance company, Malaysian shipping company, Malaysian airline company making profit anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world, taxed. Foreign income, okay? All foreign income, business exempt, except banking, insurance, shipping, airline will be taxed in Malaysia, provided if the business is being run in overseas by Malaysian companies, Malaysian resident companies. Is being run, if business is run in overseas by Malaysian resident company. Okay, so banking, insurance, shipping, airline, we take worldwide. This is world basis. Taxed on world basis. Anywhere you make the profit, that will be taxed on a world basis. All right? World basis. World basis only for banking, insurance, shipping, airline, visa. Okay? Right. Provided the banking, insurance, shipping, airline business is run by a Malaysian company, any business conducted in Malaysia by everyone will be taxed. That one is another point. Don't forget. If you are running a business in this soil, anybody running a business in Malaysian soil, whatever you earn inside Malaysia, that will be fully taxed. 100% taxed if you are doing business here itself. Any money that you make from Malaysian soil subject to Malaysian tax. Of course, there are some exemption. For example, I told you employment little exemption for this and that. Otherwise, fully taxed in Malaysia. Okay. Okay, what do you study now? What do you study now? Overseas income. I said exempt. All are exempt. Except which one? Overseas income, which one is taxed? Let's revise. Overseas income, all are exempt except which one? Salary from government. Overseas salary from government. Salary of private employee, if you have one contract to work here and there, we say your work is incidental to Malaysia, Malaysian work, then yes. If you are a resident of Malaysia, working in Malaysian ship or airline, taxed in Malaysia. Finish. Then leave pay. Leave pay being paid overseas, but in respect of the work in Malaysia, leave pay paid overseas, but for the work done in Malaysia, taxed here. Last one, business. Overseas income, I said tax-free. If I have a manufacturing business overseas, trading business, that income in Malaysia, no tax. However, which business taxed? Business will be taxed if you make profit from banking, insurance, shipping, airline business, and the profit made by Malaysian company in banking, insurance, shipping, airline business. Finish. I hope you have understood that. All other kind of business, other than this list, any income from overseas, no tax. So, a dividend income from overseas, rental income from overseas, interest income from overseas, Any income from overseas tax-free other than that one I told you. Okay, now we get into detail. Child care allowance. Okay, just now I told you, child care allowance, this word here, paid by your employer. Child care allowance paid by your employer. There will be a 13(1)(a), (b)(i)(k). Condition, if the child is below 12 years old, okay, that child care allowance will be under 13(1)(a). Condition, if the child is below 12 years, you get exemption 2004. If you don't satisfy this condition, no exemption, fully taxed. So let's say company pays you 12,000. Child is 10 years, you get 2,004 for 10 years. The company pays you 12,000 child care allowance, but the child is 13 years. Sorry, you don't get any exemption. So fully taxed. Okay. So here you'll get 9,006 taxed. That's it. Now, sometimes you will pay from your pocket. This one company paying for you. Sometimes you pay child care allowance and to kindergarten. This one I'll come back to a topic called relief, not now, later. Suppose you pay the money to child care center, not company, yeah? You are paying. You are paying money to the child care center, or you pay to the child care center or kindergarten. You pay, not company paying. This one company paying. Company paying, employer. This one paid by the employee. If you pay, we call it relief, and we give 2,000 relief. And here the condition is the child must be 6 years. Compare and see, including kindergarten. KG is kindergarten. You pay, we call it relief. What to do with relief? This topic will come later. Remember I told you, you take aggregate income, you minus current year loss, minus donation, you get total income. Then you minus your relief, you get chargeable income. A relief we minus here. That I come to that topic, I will tell you. So now what you must know, employer pays 2,004 tax-free if the child is below 12. Otherwise, no free exemption. If you pay, for you includes kindergarten. For employer, no kindergarten there. You pay, they give you 2,000 relief if the child is below 6 years. There is a difference in age. You pay, you call it relief. Company pays, that will be under 13(1)(a). That's a difference. So when I come back to this topic later, when I teach you about what you call relief, I'll talk to you how to show that relief. Okay. Now don't worry. Okay. Now we look at other areas. This is a bit confusing. Be careful. Traveling allowance. Just now I told you, company gives you traveling allowance 6,000 tax-free. That is if the traveling allowance is fixed. If the traveling allowance is fixed and you are given the allowance given in exercising his or her official duties, then they give you 6,000 exempted. Look at the limit. So I hope you don't forget. Productivity, innovation, I told you 2,000. Company's own product, 1,000. Traveling allowance or fuel allowance, 6,000 tax-free if they give you a fixed money. Every month you get fixed allowance for traveling. Only above 6,000 taxed. Below 6, no tax. Okay. I didn't hear your voice. Are you there, students? Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, nampak ni, 6,000 tax-free, you get fixed allowance. What about you get flexi allowance? Apa ni flexi? Flexi bermaksud, I belanja, kemudian I claim back from the employer. I belanja, kemudian I claim back from the employer. So, bayar dulu, kemudian minta balik daripada majikan. That we call it flexi. Sekiranya flexi, you don't get the exemption. You don't get 6,000 exemption. Flexi bermaksud no exemption. Tapi flexi, what you belanja, you get reimbursed. But no tax. No tax. So macam ini I tunjuk. If travel allowance is reimbursed, that means you belanja, you minta dia balik. Suruh dia bayar. So that one no tax. The amount will be fully exempted. Provided amount spent is by using a taxi, example. For example, let's say employers say, can you go and settle this work? Go to where? Go to wherever lah. Go to Ipoh and settle. So I take a taxi and go. Go and come. I spend 300 on taxi. Then I give my employer the bill, 300. He pays me back, no tax. This is flexi. Tomorrow I go to Ipoh, they are not going to charge me 300. They may take another route, they will say 320 ringgit. I spend and then I give my employer the bill, they pay me back, no tax. All right? Or you don't want to take a taxi. You want to use your own car. You want to use your own car, of course you pay for your petrol. Company will say, apalah, berapa you belanja untuk petrol lah, toll lah, you punya kereta got wear and tear. Kita bayar you, kita kira mileage allowance, we give you 300, take it. So if you use your own car, they pay you mileage allowance, no tax. But the way we're going to show the deduction is a bit different, but I'm going to show you. Own car under flexi. Flexi means mileage. Based on mileage, a company will pay how many miles you travel, we kira, we buy you lah. That one also no tax. And you don't get exemption. Only thing is no tax. So no tax means no exemption. You don't get the 6,000 exemption. You get fully exempted. Fixed allowance, 6 exemption. If you're getting a flexi, actually it is fully exempted. No tax. If you get reimbursed. Okay, now I give you a little exercise. Mr. Siu was paid 80,000 per annum with travel allowance. So dia dapat gaji campur ini, travel allowance. Andaian, you guna kereta sendiri, own car. You are paid 11,000. So this is a fixed allowance. Tapi daripada angka ini, you cuma gunakan 6,500 ringgit daripada itu for business travel. So what to do? Fixed, but you spend only 6,500 traveling for business. Now what we do is when you get 11 traveling allowance, 6,000 is tax-free. So only 5 will be taxed. Right? 11, they paid you 6,000 tax-free because fixed. So 5 will be taxed. Got it? That is step 1. Step number 2, even though 5 is taxed, but you spend how much? You already spend more than the 5. Since you have already spent more than the 5, the entire 5 will be exempted. I will show you now how to do that. Okay, now we look at this one here. Look at this side, only on the left-hand side. Okay, look here. Yeah. Okay. There are some people still waiting at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I can't let them in. They come waste of time. You ask them to join afterwards. Another class, ask them to join. Okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay, la. Too long already, they waste of time. They only coming for attendance. Okay, now look here. Salary. Company paid you salary, correct? 80,000. And this one here, fixed traveling allowance, 11. 11 minus 6, 5 is taxed. So total is 85, gross income. Under fixed traveling allowance, any money you spend for business, I can deduct. Any money you spend for business, I can deduct. So traveling spend, you spend 6.5. Even you spend 6.5, look here, when I tax you, I only tax you after 6,000. I didn't tax you everything. I only taxed you after 6. So for deduction, I only allow if you spend more than 6. More than 6, I tax you. If you spend more than 6, I get deducted. Even you get deducted, this figure cannot be more than that. So in simple terms, you take this or that, whichever lower. If you spend more than 5, I only take the lower. That is after 6,000. Again, you spend 11, you get exemption, that is taxed. The company gives you 11, exempt 6, taxed. Now, from this money, you spend 6.5. 6.5 you spend can be only deducted if you spend more than 6. Because more than 6, they tax you. If you spend more than 6, they deduct. When you come here, we compare with that and take the lower. So let's say here, the figure was, amount spent was 4,000. Sorry, amount spent here. Amount spent there was 4,000. Then 38A would not have any figure. Why? 4 minus 6, you spend less, no deduction. No deduction. You must spend more than 6 to get deducted. If you spend less than 6, nothing will be deducted. All right. Now you look at the taxi. Taxi. Taxi is here. Taxi is flexi. You took a taxi, you spent 7,000 for the whole month, company paid you back. What to do? This is your salary. You took a taxi under the flexi. Salary 80,000. Okay, salary 80,000. And then you took a taxi. You first spent. You already spent. And then you get this money reimbursed. Here, spend first, get reimbursed. If you spend, deduct, fully deduct. If they pay you back, fully taxed. So in fact, this one minus this one minus this, your tax is 0. Your taxable amount is 0. So under the flexi method, nothing is taxed, but you must show. You cannot simply hide the figures and say nothing. Nothing also you have to show. I spent so much, deductible, and then I got paid so much. Suppose they pay you 9. You spend 7, then 9 will be here, 7 will be there. I hope you got it. Now, under fixed method, 6,000 exempted. When you spend for official duty, you can only deduct if you spend more than 6. Let's say you spend, for example, 20,000. 20 minus 6, you'll get 14. But I cannot deduct 14, this or that, whichever lower. That means 5 only I can deduct, only 5. Okay. Under flexi, what you spend, I claim back. Next one. Now you use your company car. You don't use taxi. You don't use your own car. Your own car, taxi, same story. Mileage allowance or taxi, same story. You don't use your own car or taxi. You don't get a fixed allowance for your own car. But company car. Company car costing 40. Company car costing 40. Company gives you fuel. This one, you use your table. Remember the table? We use the table. Using company car. If you use your company car, salary so much. Company car, we use the table. This is company car. Company car, we use the table. What the table? Remember the table I gave you? You must go to the table. So company car, you have to look at the table. Right? Table. Now in the table, how much? 40,000. Check. I told you, print the table, keep at the site. Table gives you 1,000 to check and see. 1,002. Yeah. This is using company car. And then this figure will change. Fuel table will give you 600. That is taxed. Here you don't get the 6,000 tax-free. No. 6,000 only for fixed allowance. This figure changes according to the value of the car, period used. And therefore I call it variable. This one, using company car. Or maybe I don't want to say this word variable. This is company car, use table. Okay, use table. You don't get the fix, what do you call, the fix you get, how many? 8,000, 6,000, that you don't get it here. Finish. So this is from the table. I hope you got it. Okay, next. Then I give you 5 minutes rest, don't worry. Relocation cost. What is relocation? Relocation means your employer said, okay, now you're working in, what do you call, in Penang. We want you to go and work in Selangor. So they shift you from Penang to Selangor. And then they pay money to shift all your barang-barang from there to here. We call that relocation. They are moving you from one point to another, shifting you. Relocation cost, whatever money paid by the employer, exempt, fully exempt. If the company pays your telephone bill, internet bill, tax-free. Next, BIK. Company car. Cost of car must include accessory. This one I told you the other day. Car must include accessory, but should exclude road tax, insurance, and repair costs. If it is for company car, road tax, insurance, repair costs exempt. If the company pays road tax, insurance, repair for your car, that will be taxed. Any road tax, insurance paid for my car, taxed. Paid for company car, exempt. Only company car, you get BIK. My car, no BIK. My car is my car, I don't get any benefit. My car, if the company pays me mileage allowance, that you will put under the flexi system. Habis. Allowances paid for parking, tax-free if you are using company car. If you are using your own car, taxed. Unless you are using your car to meet business client. Unless you are meeting business client. Taxed unless you are meeting business client using your own car. Company car, you park anywhere. Company pays you your parking, tax-free. Okay? So that is important. Company pays for your makan, food or drink, I told you, or for your meal, tax-free. Allowances paid for childcare center, I said tax-free up to 2,400, you know. The child must be below 12 years. I discussed that. Company gives you free transport like bus, exempted if it is for all employees. Yeah, free if it is given for all employees like bus. Group insurance. Some company will give insurance paid for you. Group insurance, tax-free. Now, this now I gave you, if company pays value of employer's product, 1,000 tax-free. If it's company service, exempt. I told you, company give you aircon, just now I told you, company giving you what, handbag or computer, tax-free. Company coming and servicing your aircon, that is fully exempt. Then we did innovation awards related to innovation, productivity, or efficiency. Innovative, productivity, efficiency. How much tax-free? We said 2,000 is tax-free, correct? Very important, tax-free. So this keyword is very important. That. And then I also spoke to you about subsidies on interest up to 300, that is loan to buy car, house, education, tax-free. Last one, long service award. What is long service award? Long service award is, this is not gratuity. This is not termination of employment. Long service award, some companies will give you, if you work 5 years, they give you award. 10 years, they give you award. 15, 20 years, they give you award. This, they call it long service award. If you are given long service award, 2,000 is tax-free. Condition, you must have worked more than 10 years. Then yes. If you work 9 years, nothing is tax-free. 10 years and above, just fixed 2,000 tax-free. This is not a gratuity. Last point. LSA, long service award, paid 3,000. You worked for 8 years. You worked for 12 years. Compute BIK. How do you do that? Look, 3,000, 8 years, 12 years. 12 years tax-free. 12 years tax-free. 1,000 is taxed. If you work for 8 years, sorry, fully taxed, no exemption. Fully taxed. So that figure will come back here. All right? Right. So take a little break, then I will discuss with you about scholarships and other items. All right? Okay, a little break, 10 minutes, then we'll continue.